Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has said she's open to pulling out of new federal programs or avoiding federal consultations when they aren't in the province's best interests. The Premier published a letter on Thursday that she had sent to her cabinet ministers, outlining the strategies they must use when they're dealing with the federal government. Let's take a look at that now. In the letter, Smith said, quote, "There may be cases where Alberta will seek to opt out of new federal programs if they aren't in Alberta's best interest. The new Premier said Ottawa often avoids meaningful engagement with Alberta. That has to change," she said. "Ottawa must provide open, honest, and early communication with the province." Quote, "If the federal government does not honor cooperative federalism through meaningful engagement, we will simply not participate in their consultations." This announcement comes after Premier Smith's speech at the United Conservative Party annual general meeting last weekend, in which she said Alberta, under her leadership, will not enforce federal laws or policies that interfere in Alberta's jurisdictional rights as outlined in the Constitution. Take a listen to her comments from last week, Saturday.
Finally, the Ottawa problem. There can be no doubt that the current NDP Liberal Alliance is just the latest in a long line of Ottawa governments that have frustrated the legitimate aspirations of hardworking Albertans. That stops now. When Ottawa announces policies and laws that attack our economy or violate the rights of our people, or when Ottawa seeks to take control of our sovereign areas of provincial jurisdiction, our UCP government will not enforce those laws and policies in this province, period. Let me be very clear. I will never, ever apologize for standing up for the people of Alberta and the province that I serve. So, we will pass the Sovereignty Act. Work has already begun on crafting it. We worked on it earlier this week at the caucus retreat. We still have further work to do, but I've asked for it to be ready by the time I take my seat in the legislature. We will then introduce it, and we will pass it, and we will use it to push Ottawa back into its own lane every single time that they step out of line and intrude on our constitutional rights. Alberta will no longer ask permission from Ottawa to be prosperous and free.